Okay, so good morning, everybody. All we'll need now is a foam or a blanket, and just fold it quite small like this. And we're going to sit with it widthways, so the widest part facing forward. And then bring your knees in front of it. So your knees are together. Get my socks off. Sit back down. If you feel any strain on your knees, take more height. You can sit on 3 or 4 blankets or towels, whatever you've got, or if you've got the yoga foams, use the yoga foams widthways. So I'll just give you a moment, and also have near to you a strap or a belt or something. And I'll show you just also from the side, so you can see how your toes point back. Your knees are together and your sitting bones are onto the support. Anybody with knee injuries or painful knees, you can take more height. You can also try with the belt, putting the belt in front. You draw it forward and then you sit back. That creates some space behind the knee, so that if you have any knee discomfort or injuries, you can try that. But the first thing is to take more height. Okay, so I'm going to face back to the front, so you've all got that. More height if there was any knee pain. Your toes are pointing back. You're on the top of your feet. And just take a moment to allow yourself to settle into this pose. So this is Virasan, the seated hero. Make whatever adjustments you need to make. And then bring your hands together in the prayer position, Namaskarasan, and just gently close your eyes. Allow your chest to lift as you roll your shoulders back broadly down the back body. Lengthen down from your shoulders down towards your elbows and lift your chest even a little more. Take your collarbones away from each other so your heart space is open. Also referred to as the heart chakra or anahata chakra. Soften any tension on your face by allowing your eyes to soften to the outer corners. And then let your eyes glide back into the skull, releasing any tension. Become aware of your breath, this prana or life force. We'll do the 3 Om sounds together, so empty your lungs completely. Inhale. Allow your eyes to remain closed. Keep your chest lifted, spine lifted. And I'll chant the invocation to Patanjali. So if you don't know the invocation, just sit here with a deep sense of gratitude for yoga and this gift that's given to us and where it comes from. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya chavejakenam yopa krotam pravaramuninam Patanjalim pranjaliranatosi abahu purushakaram shankar chakrasidarinam Sahasra Shirasam Shretam Pranamami Patanjali Hari Om. Release your head to your heart and have a moment to make your own inner acknowledgements. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes to look to your fingertips. And then release your hands so that your palms are on your thighs facing up. Just relax your fingers. Keep looking down. Allow your eyes to softly focus. Just be gentle. And then raise your head. You're going to stay like this for a little bit longer. If you need to straighten your legs or cross your legs, you can do so. Have your strap nearby. Interlace your hands, so as if you've got that bowl of water again, and then turn your hands away from you, or thumbs away from you, so they face down. Gently press down on the top of your feet and inhale, take your arms up. Keep your breath flowing now. As you inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, allow your shoulder blades to broaden down your back. Keep the upper arms drawing into the shoulders, but the outer elbows move towards each other. So you straighten your arms, keep straightening. Straighten even more, keep your breath flowing. Lift a little bit more on the thumb side. And now inhale deeply. And exhale, release your arms forward and down and bring them back to the bowl position. Observe which little finger is facing you, still keeping it in the bowl. Just change so that the other little finger is closest towards you. So you've still got your bowl now. Tighten where your fingers interlace. Really hold firmly there and then turn your thumbs away from you. So thumbs are down, arms are straight. Inhale. And exhale, keep breathing. Gently press down on the top of your feet and your shins so you can lift up out to the waist. Lift higher on the thumb side. And now draw your front ribs to the back body. Navel back. Lift your chest. Inhale deeply. And exhale, release. So now you may need your strap for this. Raise your right arm and turn your hand so that it faces behind you. So it revolves, thumb revolves back and all the way out to the side. So basically the inner upper arm is revolving towards your ear. And now release the arm down your back. Walk your hands down, fingers down, bring the other arm in line with your shoulder and revolve the hand so that the palm faces up. Inhale deeply and exhale, take your hand behind and up to join your fingers if you can. You've got your strap there. If you don't get out of the pose. Just hold onto your shirt or whatever you can reach. And now lengthen up into your right elbow, down into your left, lift your chest. Hold and breathe. Keep your eyes soft. Gently draw your navel back towards your spine, up towards your chest. Inhale deeply. And exhale, release. And to the other side, take your left arm palm facing forward first, and then turn it, revolve it all the way out so it faces to the back. Your outer upper arm revolving towards your ear. And release your hand down your back. Take the other arm in line with your shoulder and revolve the thumb down and back. Bring the hand behind you. See if you can clasp. And just take a moment to realign your head here. Just move your head left to right so you can feel that the neck is free and your chin is parallel to the floor. Keep your eyes soft. Just let them drop down to the floor in front of you. Keep your breath flowing, soft and serene. And just take a moment to observe which side was tighter. Was it this one? Was it the one before? And we're just going to do one last repeat to the side that was tightest. So release. Just roll your shoulders back. And then go back into that same position. Hold and breathe. So it's good practice to do this, just to bring balance to the shoulders. Most of us have one shoulder that's more tight or stiff than the other. So go back to that shoulder and then do it a second time. You can do this a third or a fourth time in your own practice. But try and always repeat the side that's tightest so we can bring about a balance. Inhale deeply. Exhale, carefully release. Okay, so we've been sitting here for a while. Just come forward onto all fours. Just pause for a moment here. Bring your hands below your shoulders, spread your fingers, and then just straighten your right leg. Just ease out the back of that leg. Let the knee come gently up into the joint. And then change legs. If anybody does have any knee issues that they have, just change legs. Everybody change legs, but if you have any knee issues, it's an Ayurvedic practice of putting raw sesame oil onto the knee joints, and it is amazing. It's a very sticky oil. Change legs, but it really is effective for getting into the knee joints. And then come stand all the way up. Just take your props off the mat. Stand to the front edge of your mat. Bring your feet together and stand completely upright in Tadasana or Samastiti. So Samastiti is finding that balance from your feet all the way up through the midline to the top of your head. Shoulders back, chest and heart space open. We're going to do Surya Namaskar, or sun salutation. Inhale, take your arms up, look up, reach up. And exhale, Come halfway, so either your hands to your shins or fingertips to the floor, look forward. So either Uttanasana, half Uttanasana. Just take a moment to ease out the hamstrings. Keep looking forward. So we're opening the front of the body, lengthening the front of the body, opening the back of the legs. Keep your kneecaps moving into the joints. And then when you take your kneecaps into the joints, the front thighs, the quadriceps tighten. Inner thighs move back. Keep looking forward. Inhale deeply. And exhale, release your head down into Uttanasana. Inhale, raise your head, bend your legs, step back with your right. Keep your breath flowing. Completely straighten your right leg now. And just check in with yourself here that your left knee is above your left ankle. If it's not, adjust that. So move the foot so that you have that right angle. So you always take care of the knee in this pose. Bring your hands flat onto the floor, step back with your feet apart. Press away from your hands, Adho Mukha Svanasana, but lift your heels. Keep your heels off the ground. Stay on the balls of the feet. Lift your sitting bones up towards the sky. Keep your breathing flowing throughout. Inhale deeply. Exhale, take your heels back and down. Keep your legs straight, arms straight. Come forward into a plank. So be straight and strong here. Your shoulders are above your hands. Spread your fingers. Bend your elbows now and come into upward dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Point your toes back. Slide your chest through your arms. Take your shoulders back. Tighten around the hips and the buttocks to support the lower back. Lift your thighs from the floor. Roll over your toes. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Take your heels back and down. Look forward. Step far forward with your right foot, and then your left with your feet apart. Bend your knees and come up into Utkatasana. Yes. Strong pose. Breathe. Inhale, join your feet and your hands. Exhale, Namaskarasana. And then release your hands. So we'll do to the left side. Stand completely upright again. Shoulders back, extend down into your fingers. Lift your chest. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up, look up. And exhale, Ardha Uttanasana. So as we did, fingertips to the floor or to the shins and look forward. Stay here, breathe. Keep looking forward, inhale, and now take your head down. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, raise your head, bend your legs, step back with your left leg. You've got a right angle with your right knee and foot. Look forward. Be on your fingertips, but lightly on your fingertips. Lift your chest if you can. Bring your hands flat onto the floor and step back, feet apart. Adho Mukha Svanasana, heels off the ground again. Keep your eyes open and just bring your ears next to your upper arms. Inhale. Exhale, take your heels back and down. Look down to the mat. Come forward into a plank. Strong and straight. Let your thighs lift from the floor. Keep your arms straight. And now bend your elbows, bring your chest through your arms all the way into upward dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Shoulders back. Roll over your toes. Downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Keep your ears next to your upper arms. Heels back and down. Reach up into your sitting bones. And then look forward, bring your left foot far forward. And then the right, feet apart, bend your knees, Utkatasana. And inhale, come all the way up, bring your feet together, your hands, and exhale. And release. Okay, so just remember, throughout the practice, just a quick reminder, this pose, Adho Mukha Virasana, knees apart, big toes to touch and point back. You can come down and rest into this at any time that you need, or you can fold your arms like that. So we're going to do some gentle backward extensions today. We did the Utkatasana, which is a fierce pose. We're going to do that again. Take your feet apart, so at least hip width apart, and just look down. See that the outer edges of your feet are parallel to each other. Sometimes we feel we're standing straight, but when we look at the outer edges, actually we may be standing like a duck or a pigeon. So see that you're straight. And when the outer edges of your feet are parallel, your kneecaps are facing forward. Just interlace your hands behind you, like this, just behind you. Draw your knuckles down, lift your chest. Feel the kneecaps going into the joints by pressing your front thighs back. Gently tighten around the buttocks and the hips. You can feel the muscles wrapping to the bone. Move your weight onto the outer edges of your feet, so your inner arches lift all the way up the inner leg. Keep tightening around the hips and the buttocks. Now draw your navel broadly back, like this web that's spreading out. Release your hands. Keep your legs working in this manner. Extend down into your fingers. More into the little finger side. Lift your chest. Take your arms up and overhead now. Thumbs pointing behind you. Spread your fingers widely. Feel a stretch between the web of the fingers. And now inhale. As you exhale, just move your knees forward. So you're bending, not taking your knees together, bending your knees forward. Reach back with your sitting bones. So as if you're reaching back to a chair that's not there. I'll show you something on the side. So really reach back with your sitting bones. Lift your chest. Feel that all four corners of the feet are evenly on the floor. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release your arms to the sides. Keep your feet where they are. And just stand again. So completely upright. And now keep your arms where they are. Extend down into your fingers so your arms are by your sides. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Reach back with your sitting bones. Keep breathing. Now inhale, take your arms up. Move the weight more to your heel side. Reach more back into your sitting bones. Lift your chest. See if you can bend a little lower. Take the weight even further back to your heel side. As if your toes are going to lift, but lengthen your toes forward. And then inhale, come up. Join your hands, exhale. And release. So that's a good one to include. I challenge all of you when you're doing your brushing your teeth. You don't have to do the arm action, but just include that. Be in that position when you're brushing your teeth. It's really important to keep the quadriceps really strong so the knees are held in place. We're going to go into Virabhadrasana 1. Stand in the middle of your mat. Bring your fingertips together. Inhale, jump. Take your feet out to the sides. You can also step if you need to. Stretch into your fingers. Keep your chest lifted and your shoulders releasing down your back. And now turn your right foot all the way out to 90 degrees and your back foot in. Chest is still facing forward. Bring your hands to your hips. So now the back foot, we're going to swivel on that back foot. So lift up, turn onto the toes, take the heel back and out as you bring your left hip forward. Keep your hands on your hips. If you can, straighten that back leg. If your heels are off the ground quite a lot, just slide something underneath it, a towel or a blanket. So keep drawing your right hip back. You're going to your right. I'm doing the mirror image. Drawing your right hip back, your left hip forward. Lift your chest, take your elbows back. Inhale, look up. And exhale, make a right angle with the front leg. Keep your breath flowing, chest lifting. So it's almost like a little bit of an arching to the back. Chest lifts. Take your arms up. Any back issues, just keep your hands onto your hips. Look up if you can without throwing your head back. Just look up between your hands. Keep straightening that back leg. So Virabhadrasana 1, the warrior 1. It's a strong pose. Strengthening, invigorating. Inhale, come up, straighten both legs, turn to the front. Just bring your hands to your hips. And then change to your left. Your left foot all the way out to 90 degrees. Turn the back foot in. Come up onto the ball of the foot and turn even more so that your right hip comes forward. And then step back into the heel of the back foot. Elbows back. You want the front of your hips to be level. So in order to do that, bring your right hip even more forward. The left leg draws up into that left hip. And that navel broadening back like a spider web. Inhale. Exhale, make a right angle with your front leg. Keep breathing. Straighten that back leg. Inhale, take your arms up. Parallel to each other. Look up if you can. But there should be no strain on the knee. Come up a little bit higher if you feel any strain. And remember, it's a right angle with that front leg. Lift your chest. See if you can sink down a little lower. Straighten that back leg. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, turn to the front. Either jump or step together. Just pause for a moment. So this is Tadasana, often used as a metaphor for your midline or your center. So just find your center, catch your breath. So the next one we're going to do is Virabhadrasana 3. You can have a chair, you may need a chair, or blocks if you have. Just while you gather that, I'll just get ready to demonstrate for you. So the blocks will be the end of the mat, or you have your chair. So one or the other. A quick demonstration, I'll show you to the right. So as we've just done now, we've done a warrior. And then from here, we're going to move the weight forward. Let the other hip move forward. Move your weight forward. So some of us may take the hands to the blocks, some to the chair, but then also if you want to try and do it free. This hip needs to move down. Outer hip revolves down to the floor. Then reach back. Third one, come all the way up and step back. Okay, so feet together. When you end up at that end of the mat, the blocks may need to move a little bit further away from you or the chair, because you want them to end up under your shoulders. Take your hands to your hips, shoulders back. So really open your heart center, open your chest, lift your chest. Step forward with your right, make a right angle, straighten the back leg. Bring your left hip forward, lift your chest. Inhale, take your arms up, look up, keep breathing. And now as you look forward, bring your arms forward, bring your chest closer towards that right side. Move your weight forward, follow the hands forward, straighten both legs. Your outer left hip moves down. You don't want that leg to be too high. Shoulders are level, so your hands are facing each other. Helps to make them level. Keep the standing leg drawing up from the earth. Bend your front leg, reach back with your left and come up into warrior one. So you got a right angle with your right leg. Straighten that front leg. So you can either step back, release your hands, step back, or lean forward and then press back. Feet together. Hands to your hips again. Step forward with your left leg. Make a right angle. Bring your right hip forward. Lift your chest. Keep straightening your back leg. Inhale, take your arms up. Keep breathing. Look up between your hands. And now as you look forward, lean forward, lengthen forward onto that front thigh. Move your weight forward, straighten both legs. Outer right hip revolving down to the floor. The standing left leg is strong and straight. Kneecap well into the joint. And your right leg that's up in the air, draw the toes of the right leg towards you. So you open the back of that leg. And now bend your front leg. Reach back with your right. Bend front leg into warrior one. Warrior one. Release your hands and step back. So come back to Tadasana. As we were standing earlier, this metaphor for the center or midline. Catch your breath. Let your eyes be soft. We've finished most of the standing, invigorating backward extensions. We're going to go into downward dog, which will be a lovely welcomed release. So go into whichever way from all fours, or you can bend and jump back lightly. And this should be a nice welcomed release. Take your feet wider apart. Take them right to the outer edges of the mat now. Take your hands wide to the outer edges of the mat. Keep your eyes open. And just bring your ears next to your upper arms. So your head is down, but your ears are parallel to your upper arms. Take your knees apart. Adho Mukha Virasana. Point your toes back and come down, relax. Take your head down. Raise your head, bring your hands next to your sides and bring your knees together. So if you are practicing the head balance, for the head balance, another Sheshasan, take whatever you need, go to the wall, however you usually practice. If you're not doing the head balance, you can do Prasarita, the wide spread pose. And this one is when you need the head support, so something for your head to go onto. Just remember to create the length forward, hands back, and then your head goes down. I'll come to the screen and hopefully see what any of you are doing. Anybody needs any help, wave your arms around. And please also remember you can private message me if you've got any particular questions, personal questions, something about certain poses or asana, or something about an injury. You're doing the head balance or Prasarita. And end up, if you're doing Prasarita with your legs wide apart, have it so that the top of your head is touching the support. So you may need to move your support a little bit further back. And if you need more height, take more height. You don't want to have to lean your head into the support. Rather have more height. So you want to end up that the balance between your hands, your feet, and the head are pretty much the same. Less weight on your head if possible. And remember, if you're doing the head balance, to tighten around the hips. The outer hips move towards the inner hips. And the upper buttocks moves up towards your feet. I'm also more than happy if you want to send a little video clip or a photo of a certain pose or something and you need any adjustments. It's a bit tricky seeing all of you on here. And just remember, when you're doing the head balance, if there's any discomfort in the neck, come down. Could just mean that you have gone up a bit crooked and you just need to realign. If you're in the head balance, take your feet apart, just about hip width apart. Lift your heels higher than your toes. And then lengthen and lift your toes up higher than your heels. And then bring your feet together. If you're in the wide spread pose, take your hands to the outer ankles if you can reach there. Otherwise, just move, keep your hands where they are. You're in the wide spread pose. See if you can stay down a little bit longer. Sometimes you really need to come out of it. If you need to come out of it, bring your hands below your shoulders. Just look forward. Create the length to the front of your body. And then take your head back down. Nice, Andre. Let your shoulders lift up away from your ears. So there's a space in your neck. So there's no pressure on the neck, no pressure on the head. You're in the head balance. Slowly come down. See if you can come down with straight legs. Otherwise, come down with your knees together. If you've come out of the wide spread pose, just go into Adho Mukha Virasana or the head balance. Come with your knees apart. Slide your hands forward. Point your toes back. So whatever you come out of, just come out of it slowly. Try not to walk around after having your head down. So in Adho Mukha Virasana, I'm just having a little release here. Allow your trapezius muscles, so those are the ones that there's often tension in, allow those to draw down the back, broadly down the back. And then come sit all the way up. So for this next one, you may need a blanket. I'll show you from the front. Your heels will go onto the blanket. You can have your feet just slightly apart, and then your knees bend, and you take them apart, hands forward. So some of you have very long, stretchy Achilles tendons, the ligaments there. You just take the support away, and your hands forward. So I'll show you from the side. If you can bring your feet together, that's great. Your knees go apart. So you've either got something under your heels, if your heels don't go down, or no support at all. You let your sitting bones sink down towards the floor. So Malasana, this is a preparatory pose for Malasana. Palms just facing each other, shoulders away from your ears. If you have wooden blocks, you could also hold the wooden blocks. Actually helps to sort of release the groins and allow the buttocks to sink down. So mala in Sanskrit is like a garland of flowers. We won't do the final, but that's when we take the arms and wrap them around the back of us. So this is just a good preparatory, really working and strengthening the back muscles. Lift your chest. Bring your knees together, press into the floor, and then come all the way up. We're going to do some lying down on the floor, some gentle backward extension. So have a blanket, have a strap nearby. The blanket is not necessary for everybody, but if you want to, you can place it where you lie down so your pubic bone does not have too much pressure on it. And then you've got your strap. So lie down, make sure that you end up on the mat so you're not off the mat. Point your toes behind you. So the soles of the feet are facing up. Press down into the little toe side. So that's very important, pressing down into the little toe side so that the sacrum is open. And now take your hands behind you, palms facing down, press down into the floor, put your forehead onto the mat, inhale, and exhale, lift your legs, straighten your legs. Walk your fingers a little further away from you, keep breathing. The little toe side rolling down towards the floor. Your inner thighs lifting up towards the ceiling. Straighten your legs. And then lower your legs down. Turn your palms up to the ceiling. Press down into your feet again. Press more into the little toe side. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your chest. Lift your head. Look forward. Lift your arms and reach back into your fingers. Palms facing up. Keep breathing. Little toe side touching the floor, pressing down into your feet. As if somebody's grabbing your fingers, drawing back, shoulders back. And then just relax down, turn your head to the side. You're resting now with your palms facing up. Still lengthening back into your toes, but the little toe side touching the floor. We'll combine those two movements. So look forward now, lift your chin off the floor, inhale, and exhale. Lift your chest, your head, your arms, your legs. Reach back into your fingers, palms facing up to the ceiling. Soles of the feet up to the ceiling. Inner thighs up to the ceiling. Little toe side down. So this is Salabhasana, which is the locust, flying through the air. Keep breathing. And relax down, shoulders down, head down. Turn your head to the side. A nice deep exhalation as you just melt down into the floor. So just these three movements, we did the one with the arms, then the one with the legs, and then we combined into the locust. This is really brilliant for anybody with any back issues. You're in alignment and you're strengthening the muscles parallel to the spine. Okay, so look forward, inhale, and exhale again. So breathe. See if you can lift up even higher. Inner thighs lifting. Keep looking forward, don't turn your head. And then release down, relax down. Bring your hands now to the sides, quite far back, if you can, towards your waist. Bring your elbows in towards each other. So you're still on the top of your feet, little toe side down. Have your feet slightly apart. Press down into the palms. Inhale, and then exhale, lift up. So straighten your arms, spread your fingers. Your toes are pointing back, and now draw your chest through your arms, slide through, shoulders back. Keep breathing. Press down onto the feet, top of the feet. Soles of the feet facing up to the ceiling. Inner thighs lifting. Shoulders back. The upward dog. This is Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Looking up. Gently tighten around the hips and the buttocks. And then come down, lengthen forward, vertebra by vertebra, as you relax down to the floor. Turn your head to the other side, hands pointing back, palms up, relax. And just bring your hands onto the floor. Lift all the way up. Come sit up without stretching forward. You may want to stretch forward, but sit up onto your heels. Don't undo what we've just done. Just pause here for a moment. Keep your spine lifting, chest lifting. Take your blankets or your foams. We're going to do Bharajavajasana, a gentle twist. So as we started with that blanket folded like that, you'll probably need two, or towels, whatever you've got, or you can have two foams if you've got the yoga foams. So make quite a firm support. Okay, I'll do the mirror image, but you are going to sit on your right side with your feet out to the left. So the one foot rests in the top of the other foot. I'll show you, I'll spin around so you can see from behind. I hope you can see my feet from there. So you see how the one foot rests in the sole of the other foot. Only one butt is on the support. The other hip drops down so that your hips become level. So your feet are out to your left. You're sitting with your right buttock on the support and your left hip descending. Just take a moment to get that. You always turn to your right first. It's the way the digestive system works. So it just makes sense to do that. We're all there. Just take a moment, let that left hip release down. The hips are level. Take your right hand behind you. You can hold onto your support. Inhale, raise your left, and exhale, turn to your right. Take your hand onto the outside of your right leg. So here you can feel we're not in the full, the deepest twist that we can get. We need to use our breath, and we need to turn from the base. So we turn from the waist, then the rib cage, chest, shoulders, and then head last. So inhale and exhale, turn from the waist. Inhale and exhale, turn from the chest. Inhale and exhale, turn the shoulders and the head and look over your right shoulder. Hold and breathe. Keep your chest lifted. The bottom of that right shoulder blade presses in and up. So there's a lovely squeezing and soaking action here, a massage of the internal, the organic body. Inhale and exhale, come back to the front. So remember to keep your breath flowing. Just don't hold it at any time. Swap the props over to the other side. If it's easier for you to get into this from down the side, you can straighten your legs. Take your left leg out and then press the right foot in the top of that sole of the foot. So now you're lifting your left side up onto the support. Your right side drops down. So just take a moment to get that right. Keep your chest lifted. Take your left hand all the way behind you onto the support. Press onto the support and lift your chest. Keep the chest lifted. Inhale, raise your right. Lift up, open the sides of the chest. Exhale, turn to your left. And now use your breath to turn and deepen the twist from the waist. So as you exhale, deepen the twist. As you inhale, lift. As you exhale, deepen the twist until your head is looking over your left shoulder. And the outside of that right hand on that left thigh helps you to twist. And feel the bottom of that left shoulder blade pressing in and up. There's an amazing squeezing out and soaking action of the spleen, the liver, and the kidneys. Inhale deeply, lift up, and exhale, come back to the front. So you can either use the support that you've got here. If you have got the wooden blocks or those very firm foams, you could use that. Otherwise, add onto this another blanket or something else so you've got a little bit more height. I'll demonstrate with this. And then the block. So you're going to sit onto the support. Move your butt forward as you lie back. Keep your feet on the floor. Very important to keep your feet on the floor. And then tuck your shoulders under. Palms facing up. You can either stay in this position or once the body's softened and relaxed here, you can straighten your legs. Any catching in the back, just bring your feet back to where they were. To come out of it, we're going to lift up and take the props out to the side. So if you're using that support, go into it. Or if you've got a wooden block, like a firm wooden block, feet apart, lift up, Place the block under the sacrum. Make sure it's nice and stable, and then be on the top of your shoulders, palms facing up. Again, if you have the capacity to straighten your legs, you can, or you can have support under your ankle, other blocks. So it'll give you time to set up. So you could have 3 foams on top of each other, or 4 foams if you practice regularly. And just remember, once you've laid back with your legs bent, you need to tuck your shoulders all the way under, so you're on the top of your shoulders. And before you even think about straightening your legs, take a moment to feel that it's your sacrum that is being supported. So you don't want the prop pushing into your back or too far away. So you may have to lift up and adjust so that the prop ends up underneath your sacrum. Let your palms face up. Your arms are just away from the sides. Relax your hands so that your fingers curl. So you may just want to stay like this with bent legs. It's a lovely, lovely release in the entire pelvic girdle. You can really relax onto the support. So when you have a support like that underneath you, the pelvic girdle, the sacroiliac joints, everywhere around, they can just soften and relax because it's held, it's supported. Close your eyes and use your exhalation to soften any tightness. So even though the body is held in this position, there's only one place that is working. The rest of the body can soften, but where the upper spine, the thoracic spine is, you want that to lift up into your chest. Again, opening the heart space, opening the heart chakra, Anahat chakra. If that support is too high for you, you can just have one folded blanket. If you have extended your legs in front of you, just see that your feet don't roll to the sides, that your kneecaps take your mind's eye to your legs, that the kneecaps will still be facing up to the ceiling. This is if your legs have been straightened. Allow the abdomen area to become soft and quiet. And now to come out of that, if your legs are extended, just bend your legs. So everybody now with bent legs, press down into your feet, lift your pelvis, and take the props out, take them out to the sides. Keep your pelvis lifted. So keep lifting, lifting. There's no support underneath you. Your feet are on the floor, lifting your pelvis. And now very slowly lower the lower back and the tailbone to the floor, tailbone away from you. So almost as if your pubic bone is curling up. Come all the way down till the entire back is on the floor. Bring your knees into your chest. Just hold at the top of your shins and gently rock side to side. Roll to your right to come up. Well done. It's time to relax. Have at least a folded blanket underneath your head. For those of you who feel that you need it, a lovely release for your back is putting your calves up onto the chair. You could put a blanket on there if you like. Make sure you're warm enough now. So we won't be here for long, but if you are putting your legs up onto the calf, your calves up onto the chair, just like that, still with head support, and then relax. It is such a delicious release to the entire back body. But otherwise, you can have your legs extended in front of you without support, or your legs over a bolster, or cushions, whatever you've got at home. You've got eye cover, you can take eye cover, or put a scarf over your eyes, or a nice clean scarf, a sock, something just to block the light out. See that you are lying nice and straight on the mat. So these backward extensions are very important. So it's really good to not undo what we've just done. This is where you really reap the benefits. See that you're lying evenly on the mat, that your shoulders are moving down your back, shoulder blades moving down your back, buttocks flesh away from you. And then completely just relax. Let the entire body soften. We let go of the physical body. We allow the skin to become soft and sensitive as we move inwards now, away from the skin, drawing our senses in. Let the mouth cavity be soft and the tongue softening into the lower palate. Allow the walls of the throat to be broad and soft. Allow your eyes to soften and release away from the eyelids, deeply in towards the back of the skull. And then allow your ears to soften. The outer ears soften towards the inner ears. Let your brain and your awareness soften, and all these senses soften, and as if they're melting down in towards the heart center, the heart chakra. This peaceful little pond. They all dissipate into this beautiful pond, and there's just this inner stillness where you can completely surrender. Bring your attention back to your heart center. And see this beautiful, soft, green orb of light there. And as you lengthen your breath, allow this orb of green light to rise and expand into every cell in the body. Filling every cell with love and good health. Let your thumb touch each fingertip gently. Feel that mind and body awareness coming back together. Bend your knees and just place your hands onto your lower abdomen. And when you're ready, roll over to your right. Stay on the right for a moment in the fetal position. Just let your eyes be soft as they start to focus, looking down to the floor. So the heart chakra, anahata chakra, it's very important to keep this nourished to allow us to remain capable of giving and receiving love, as well as developing our spirituality. Slowly come sit all the way up. Sit on something and bring your hands together into the prayer position, Namaskarasana. Lift your chest, lift your spine, and release your head to your heart in Atmanjali Mudra, and have a moment to yourself. And may you have a deep sense of love, compassion, and kindness as you move through the rest of this day. Thank you, everybody, and namaste. Thank you all for being here. Not that.